So the remaining parts of our notes, we're not going to really write down, but it's just reiterating that you have multiple ways of solving, right? At this point, if I have this problem here and I have x cubed plus 6x squared minus 7x, I can factor out x and I can do simple factoring, correct? And figure out what multiplies to give me -7, but adds to give me 6, okay? You can do it algebraically, but also at this point, you should be able to do it graphically. So you should be able to do it numerically and graphically. If I'm looking at it graphically, I'm looking for when my function does what? Equals 0, okay? So however you choose, that's what you would do, okay? Same thing here. This, again, can be solved by factoring. I can factor. I can multiply. This is actually quadratic factoring, even though it's a 4. The reason why it's quadratic is because it's a 4, 2, 0 pattern. Just like quadratic is your 2, 1, 0 pattern. This is a multiple example of that, right? And so with this being said, I could do that. Or I could do what? Graph and see where it does what? Hit 0, cross it. You can solve it symbolically or not. Same thing here. But in order for me to use the calculator, what do I need to do first? It has to equal 0. So before I do anything or pick up or start solving at all, this has to equal 0. So I would have to subtract both of those. I would be subtracting the 27x and the 18. And then I can proceed. Do I want to solve by grouping? Do I want to solve by looking for the x-intercept? Does it matter which one we do now? No, because you have both tools in your bag, okay? Last one, same thing. This is an example of when you get to the point and you're like, oh, this is weird. What's going to happen? There's going to be ones that are not perfect factors. And when they are not perfect factors, then you just follow whatever the rounding rule is, okay? You're going to have ones that are not perfectly factors. So you're not going to be exactly on the 1 or exactly on the 2. You're going to have to use that second trace to find that decimal value. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So once you use second trace to find your 0, then you approximate. Okay. And that's the end of 4. Questions about 4?